In one sense, Mike.
But no one seems to notice any change in her figure. She's 12 years old, and she's having a baby. In love with the molester who's sexing her crazy. And your aunt also thinks that he'll be with her forever. And dreams of a world with the two of them.
Juice was Tupac's first movie. We were trying to find the right bishop, and it was hard. Then we started looking at rappers too. So one day, okay, thanks a lot. And going out, we looked at his friend and said, "What about you?" He said, "Me?" He said, "Yeah." "You want to read?" I said, "Yeah, sure, why not? What's your name?" "Tupac." After the audition, I said, "Oh, very nice. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Do we have a way of getting in contact with you?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, thanks." He walks out the door. "Please close the door." Close the door. We said, phew. The reason Tupac got the job was because he was the only person who came in and realized the depth of the pain that's in that character. And I don't know, I hate to say that he was living out Bishop, but it's almost like he was. It's almost like letting the destructive forces into his life was, maybe, I hate to say that it was a direction that he found on our film. But in many ways, he was like that.
I miss his phone calls in the middle of the night, waking me up with no ceremony, you know, just, "Ma," you know. I miss that a lot, you know. And so sometimes, like, I struggle to hear his voice, you know, just calling me as his mother.
It was on Sunset Boulevard I first met him, and it was at the Palladium. And I was outside the front talking to the security, and I saw this little guy come up, and I said, he wasn't dressed appropriately to go inside. Everybody was, and I said, "Yeah, let's put the guy in. Don't trip on him." I mean, so here's a guy. So I can remember when I was a little guy, and they wouldn't let me in the party because I was too young or something. I wasn't properly dressed, and I said, "Come in," and he had said 1 minute, and he went back, and he must have brought 100 guys with him. When I went back in, after I finished talking, next thing I know, Tupac is on him. He has the mic, and he's rocking in the party. He grabbed the mic some kind of way, and he started performing at the party. He was rocking.
You know what makes me unhappy? What's that? When brothers make babies and leave a young mother to be a pappy.
Another black young man, his age, were standing up face to face using the most vile language, and you knew any minute they were going to come to blows. One black man of age went up to these two young men and tried to talk to them. So he got one, I went to the other, and I said, "Excuse me." He said, "I wouldn't give," I said, "I understand that." I said, "Please let me speak." I said, "Yes, I see that. But when was the last time anyone told you that it's all for you? That we've lived 300 years on the edge of a dime so that you could exist? When is the last time? Do you know that we stood on slave ship decks and stood on auction blocks and were hosed down like dogs for you so that you could live? Well, he started to cry. So I put my arm around his waist and walked him down. There was a little, like a ditch, and I kept his back to the people because they started coming back. I'm sure they were afraid of random shooting or something. And I just talked to him, and I had no handkerchief or Kleenex, so I just cleaned his face with my hands and talked to him.
The repercussion like that, that's just, I've never met nobody like that before.
Well, you never forget where you come from, okay? That could apply to both the gentlemen you're talking about, Mike and with Pac, you know, or where your people come from, or where you were born, or where you know, this, that, and the other. You don't forget that. You know, it's like you don't forget what it was like on the way up, or how you had to work harder than the other person to get there. You know, both men worked hard to attain what they attained. It wasn't just handed to them. And then, of course, there's repercussions for disrespect along the way, because it's all about pride and respect and honor, which can also backfire